So, really quick follow up for the handful of folks that actually saw the little clip I uploaded about the Y-axis rail binding on me. I actually created that clip for the support guys, but anyway, nonetheless, figured out what it was. It ended up truly not being the rail itself. However, this entire extrusion was being twisted slightly. And what was ultimately causing it, this top extrusion here that's part of the whole Z assembly, this one right here across the top, the end cut on that extrusion was not perfectly square. It was ever so slightly slanted. So, when I tightened up this blind joint, it caused this entire extrusion to twist. Just ever so slightly, just enough to cause this rail to bind up really bad anytime you tried to rack it. So, to truly fix that, you'd have to take this apart and sand or grind that flat, truly square, and I don't really have the ability to do that. Don't have the kind of tooling needed to do that. I would probably just end up making it worse if I tried to sand on it. And the solution actually ended up being much easier. I took out this blind joint, the screw in here, put some Loctite on it, put it back in, loosened up the other two connecting joints for that extrusion. Of course, as soon as I loosened things up, this racks no problem. And so I just was racking the gantry back and forth. I tightened up the the front and then the back connection points first, got them good and snug. It would still rack. It was still good and smooth. Then I tightened up the blind joint just till it was snug, but not really what I would call tight. And then just left it that way. I mean, this is still perfectly. It's not going to be going anywhere. And with the Loctite sets, that screw shouldn't go anywhere. Everything's good and snug, and it now moves the way it should without any issue. I should have went ahead and recorded this before I finished up these other assembly components, but I didn't. I got a little ahead of myself. But anyway, so I guess sometimes things aren't always cut the way they exactly need to be. It's just the way the world works. I'm not really sure how you would guard against something like that other than just doing what I did and loosen up things until you find out where the problem is.